Yeah, the stream's live now.
Oh shit.
Although, if I go back into RimWorld, I'm gonna wanna do the multiplayer mod with someone.
I would love to do it, but apparently several of the mods that I have are not compatible with it, so... And there's Power Stone.
Hi, Power Stone.
Hello?
Okay. The bot is working. Usually posts a message right when I start, and I know that it's working then, and this time it didn't. And I was like, oh god, what is wrong with the bot?
Bot just wants a day off. It's a tired cobalt.
Fuck, this music gets louder every time.
I always start the music off louder during the first 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, because I have your volume at, like, 42 now, because I turn it down every time.
Apparently, the trending tag on Twitter is Dungeons and Daddies.
Oh, yes.
What's that about?
Delicious.
It's a podcast.
Oh.
Ah. I had no idea.
I listen to it. It's actually pretty funny. Also, the Adventure Zone graduation is pretty good, too.
Oh, hi there, Octo. You're new around here. Welcome.
What's up?
Yeah, you can blame me for him.
Oh.
I will happily blame you. And then I will blame you
He's
for
a
not
friend.
bringing more.
I was in a Discord call with him before, and then I was like, I'm gonna go play D&D now. I'm sorry. You can come watch that. And I gave him the link.
Word of our community's acclaim spreads.
Also, don't listen to him. He's full of lies.
So, any comments on that last picture I posted?
Wouldn't see it.
I think it's pretty genius.
I have no comments.
Out of toaster. How to tell a story in 2 seconds. In two.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did he start that? If you're gonna be doing like a jigsaw sort of thing through something that thick, the thickness of the wall, you definitely have to drill a pilot hole just to get the dang thing in there.
Right? That's what I was wondering.
I don't see a pilot hole.
Mm-mm. It's
And you can't just
there.
go in from the edge because a blade that thick really would not do a sharp turn.
Mm-mm.
You know, just straight up, bend. That ain't good. 0 out of 10. Not
I
accurate
enjoy
at
this
all.
picture a lot.
Ooh,
It
those
needs
are
to be a
dice.
fire
I
ant.
can't see the tail though. Is that the? Is this the tail dice?
I have to post that one.
Ah,
Because it's on the D4, so it doesn't line up with the rest of everything.
I see the fox head. That's the 20, I'm guessing. The
It's
highest
the
number?
max digit on each dice, which is somewhat confusing. I think it probably should have just been 20.
Mhm.
But, I like it.
So it's 0 on the D10. Nice. Gotcha though.
Oh, the orientations. I don't know why they're. Yeah, I don't know why this is the only instance of the tail.
Mm.
But 4 other ones on that die and they weren't changed. I guess they were supposed to be. And that's funny to me.
Oh yeah, my friend has done like most of the images for staff, including the Monster Hunter icon I wear sometimes. Just posted like a picture of the collection of all the Monster Hunter icons they've done in like the last 2 years, and there's a lot.
There's a lot of them.
Now you get to play Where's Waldo and spot me in the crowd.
Yark, you don't know how funny that last one is.
I think I do.
You know what? I'm actually gonna save that one and send that to the missus. She would get a
I've made a discovery within the Eberron source book that changes everything.
Oh.
Did you actually read the front page?
No. I don't remember what's on the front page. It's something else. Santa Claus is real.
Yeah.
This changes everything.
Yeah. And is not a lich.
It
What's
is
that
still
list
the
of the
Q&A portion, but Dova's not one of the players.
I mean, I'll answer.
Okay, go for it.
I don't have the chat open at the moment.
Hey, Safanara.
Okay,
who did
well,
this? The Monster Hunter.
There's a question.
the question,
Okay.
Dova, is the ruins of the city also on the floating piece of land, or is it on the ground? From the way it was described, I saw it as still being on the piece of land, but he interpreted it as being on the ground.
So,
Hey, Nova.
the entire the city of Sharn isn't entirely floating. There's a good amount of floating bits, and that's just kind of the upper higher, like elite class up there, just kind of floating above the city. Most of the city is grounded. There are the whole manifest zone makes architecture and engineering a lot easier to make these super high structures, but most of it is in fact grounded. But right now they're in an area of the city, this kind of sub-level called the Cogs. And it's basically the sub basement. It's basically if like the all the various subway tunnels and catacombs beneath like London, except about 500 feet deeper in the ground. And just there's a lot of decay, a lot of kind of abandoned areas, places where there used to be life, or there still is a lot of sort of living, but it's not necessarily civilized. In addition to that, a lot of the support infrastructure for the city's water treatment, the sewers, and an actual purification sort of cycle that supports running water to a good amount of areas. Not necessarily indoor plumbing to every room, but you know, a spigot in every household or on every block, which is kind of big. Yeah, pretty much just catacombs. But instead of there being about 10 stories of housing above ground level, it's about, I think I don't remember the official height of the towers of Sharn are, but at least a mile for the taller ones.
Isa wants to know if you forgot his influence from before the long break.
Oh, I think I do remember it.
I don't think I've got it
to-
anymore. Then again, it would be in your in our chat history somewhere. Anyways,
Is that the one about pudding? If so, yes, that has been implemented.
Anyways, hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Echoes of Eberron Dungeons and Dragons. We will now turn it over for the recap to the Angry Squirrel.
Angry squirrel noises. Recap of.
Okay,
All right, that was
now
fast.
we're gonna need to move it on to our resident recap specialist, Mickey Mouse.
Oh boy.
Unfortunately,
Creighton-
Mickey is dead. I shot him.
Oh shit.
Oh, well,
Creighton,
then what,
resend it. That'd be perfect because I don't remember what username you're on in Discord, and this is messy in here. Wow.
where is Ray?
I don't know.
He was here.
I'm muted.
Hey Zim, how do I spend my coins?
How do you do what?
Spend my Z coins.
Ho ho ho, boy.
I mean, you can't influence your own game, Yark.
Well, I know, but I can't find that little the little pop up that comes up.
Do exclamation point coins. Anyways, we'll turn it over to
Yay.
Mickey.
Or we could let's just get started. So, last session, you all began the trek out from the bowels of the city, the Cogs. You ended up fighting Sigma. Not well. This is kind of backing up a little bit. Successfully averted something. You're not entirely sure what, but the Eldritch machine that you destroyed definitely had an influence on dead creatures in the area, bringing them back to life and controlling them. But with that most likely averted, you left to back to the surface, back towards civilization. You discovered that the expedition group that followed you down here, that was bankrolled by Inun, was either killed or kidnapped by Sigma on his way in, and now their bodies are missing. And as you went further and further, trying to track the blood trail from the expedition group, you were ambushed by a group of goblins, hobgoblins, and a Medusa that seemed to be in charge. The Medusa escaped, but among their bodies you found a clue that indicates that they were mercenaries. There after one of you in specific, Sinel. However, the information
Hey!
from that little
The others aren't supposed to know that.
Did I?
You already told us all last time.
I know, I'm poking fun.
That's okay. I wasn't paying attention.
Damn it,
He's
Jim,
just trying to
don't
start a
interrupt the
hatchet.
DM.
Let's go. All right. Train of thought. Where was it? Okay. So, after fighting the ambush off, you stop for a while to get some food in you, and just to kind of mend your wounds, as the dwarf woman who was with you before, with the expedition, came limping in, carrying the very recently deceased Kalishtar man on her shoulders. She's missing an arm, but you guys have basically staunched the bleeding as she passed out shortly before reaching you. As she saw Inun's two resurrected hobgoblins. But that's where we shall pick up. So, what are you guys doing?
Mm.
Well, unless I've spontaneously developed the ability to heal people by purely shouting at them, I'm not much use to.
Yeah, I'm probably doing actually I don't even know if I have the spell slots to do that. You may come back to me in a second.
I mean, I can at least staunch the bleeding and stuff with Cure Wounds.
Nice roll.
There you go.
All right.
Backup healer activate.
Thank you, apprentice.
She's still unconscious for the time being. You'll definitely know that it requires a bit of time. However, while you're continuing to examine and heal her, could I get a medicine check from you, Zer?
Sure.
Or whoever is actively healing. You notice a few of the kind of either inflicted by Sigma or something else. You do notice a fairly nasty looking stab wound in her back that might have gone towards the ribs, but with all the healing magic, it's kind of cleaned up somewhat nicely and has a very nice looking scab on it.
And who was bringing in the Calistar?
Sorry?
I said, who was carrying them in?
She was.
She was. I'm gonna look towards her and go, are we done with our mission here? Or is there more to see? If not, I recommend us go back.
Anybody gonna respond?
Thought he was talking to an NPC.
No,
I
she's
was.
unconscious.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah, you passed out, and she'll
I
wake
would-
up eventually.
He's just gonna grumble to himself and just look at the group. Let's just go back.
I agree. We should head back.
Yep.
Also, the donation goal was completed, Dova.
Saw that.
Already.
All right.
Oh no.
All right. I can go with that. So, you guys pack up your things. You guys did end up getting a short rest. I think I gave that to you.
A short rest? I think so.
Yeah, I think you guys had the chance to roll some hit dice.
What did we just finish doing again?
We did that last time.
Oh, you did. Okay, perfect.
I remember that.
So you pack up the various things that you've been using to prepare the food, and all you guys just polished off the entire pot. It was pretty decent, but you guys are really hungry, so it really wouldn't matter what flavor it was. And as you guys start to head back up, who is going to be carrying the dwarf?
I can.
All right,
Gaster's carrying one of them.
the Kalistar, I'm guessing.
I don't remember. I just know that the skeleton is carrying one of the boxes.
Okay. So he'll be carrying the dead Kalistar. Then.
Oh wait, no, I have 3 out right now. I have the 2 hobgoblins and Gaster, right?
Yep.
And Gaster's imbued.
Gaster is stony. He's looking good.
Gaster's just really stoned.
Yeah.
Stonebone.
Ugh.
Stoned Undead really takes the edge off.
Anyways,
Bones, but harder.
as you start heading back the way you came, you start to hear the sound of rushing water. And not like a river, but more like a waterfall. A fairly spirited one as well. And kind of looking around for the source just to kind of see what it is, you manage to spot a kind of boarded up door leading into the wall, but you can see that whereas it would normally be, a flat wall, it's kind of a convex, so it's kind of a curved portion of the wall, indicating almost like a tube that leads straight up, maybe 20 to 30 feet across.
And we all see this?
Yeah, it's fairly hard to miss. But when you came in, it would have been kind of behind you, and it would not have been visible.
And this is a different path.
A very slightly different path, yes.
Your call, guys. As he addresses the group and kind of readjusts the dwarf.
I say we go for it.
Hurting on spells and such. My hit dice is okay, and I have my balancers with me, so we can go forward.
Since we're joking, you say, can you give us a figure out of 10 of how hurt you are for spell?
On a scale from 1 to 38, I'd say 1. I'm doing pretty good.
That short rest did a lot of us good.
You'll have the temporary hit points?
I think that keeps going until long rest.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was a proximity thing.
So we're going down the new path.
I mean, you don't know if the interior of whatever that, presumably a water pipe is actually traversable. It might just be smooth on the inside.
If it's not, we'll make it traversable.
I guess we'll head down that way then.
All right. It's a fairly short walk off of this quote unquote beaten path. But eventually you arrive and see that the door's actually been boarded up by a quite a few planks and nails. I mean, you can hear.
I cast hammer.
Do you have a prying side on the hammer, or are you just going through?
I mean, do I have a choice?
I mean,
No.
All right. One of your hammers is adamantine, correct?
It's magical. It's not adamantine.
Go ahead and just give me a damage roll. All right. It takes a few strikes, but eventually you're able to just bust through the door, just showering the inside of this pipe with splinters and bits of the rusted, kind of rotten banding over the door. And on the inside, you're just instantly greeted with a spray of this fairly fresh-smelling water. As coming from somewhere up above is just this deluge. Kind of hitting the sides every so often and kind of spraying, or kind of throwing up this spray of mist into the air. But it's not like a a colossal amount of water coming through. And
did anyone order a shower?
Kind of peeking your head through, you can see that kind of embedded into the side of this this vertical pipe is indeed a ladder. And looking up, you can see very kind of pinprick of light. You're not sure whether it's a man-made kind of artificial light or actual sunlight.
Can I look up with my special eye?
Absolutely.
Look with your special eye.
Looking up and kind of focusing, trying to look through the waterfall, you get a few glimpses of what looks to be the underside of a manhole cover.
Good news
Oh,
is I think I know
are we
about
at
that.
Are we in a storm drain? That's how it carries.
Mm.
But that's what it feels like.
There seems to be some sort of street cover up there, so good possibility this will lead us maybe in a better position.
Does the manhole look big enough to fit DeSoto? Does it use her?
Does it look big enough? Like how big's the?
It's hard to tell from this distance, but judging from like a normal manhole cover, you're gonna have a bit of a tough time squeezing through Zerth. As for DeSoda, he should be able to fit.
I think the only one that's gonna have issues is my scaly hide. Everyone else should be fine.
Well, here, take this, and then I hold out the potion of diminution. If it's really gonna be a problem.
Oh no.
I don't. I want. Does he know what that is?
You can just tell him, Yark.
Oh wait, hold on. Never mind. He hits his forehead with his palm and says, "I'm such a dummy," and then I'm gonna cast reduce on
Zerth.
Yes.
All right. You feel a very strange feeling in the pit of your stomach, Zerth, as everything seems to get a lot bigger around you. Unless you want to resist it.
No, he trusts his son.
All right. It stops at about the point where you are about the same size as Yark. And it feels really weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
was
give my
about to
dad
say,
a hug.
that makes Seraph almost my size now.
Yeah,
This
pretty
is
close.
weird.
Yeah, this is really weird for you, Zerth.
I give my dad a really big squeezy.
Sinnoh will kind of poke and prod at the tiny gator.
This is odd. I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Walks up and just like pats the top of his head. Tiny gator.
I feel like I'm being made fun of. As I'll hug York back.
Do you look at Rosalind, by the way?
Yes.
She looks like she's ready to burst out laughing.
This is not as funny as you think. I'm watching you.
I want one. Just rubs over and picks Surf up.
Ah! I am mighty. Let me go.
Big squeeze. Anyway,
Zerth
so
is basically a kobold now.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm not fighting it.
His inner rocks has been unleashed.
Oh boy. What's the duration on that?
Right, 30, I was about to say 30 feet.
So, I think we should get a rope.
Jeez.
Zerf and I are gonna go first and try and see if we can find something to tie it to at the top.
Dova, we've got influence.
I saw. I did not see the actual influence though.
I just sent it to you.
That's a good idea.
All right.
Gator bold.
Accepted.
Oh no.
What's the duration on that?
On what?
On the
On the spell.
reduce?
I said it was 1 minute.
1 minute?
Wild magic gets permanent. We have a tiny
Alright.
gator.
It's a gator bold. It's like a kobold but vicious.
The more I envision it, the smaller it gets. In my mind, he's like a foot tall now. Like in
No,
World
hold
Wars,
on, hold on.
Mini Deathclaw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's.
Hold
what
on,
I'm
I
thinking of,
turned
the
him
miniature
into-
Deathclaw.
I turned him into a cave.
All right, so try to keep track of that minute, Yark.
Okay. How do I do that?
Not really. Just
start
remember that.
counting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start counting.
2.
All right, so I'd say about 20 to 30 seconds have passed from the reduced.
So Zerf and I will run up first and try and lower a rope. If you try and make a harness for DeSoto, we'll try and pull DeSoto up, I guess.
All right, but you're going up first.
Yep.
All right. It is a ladder, but give me a constitution or athletics just to see if you can keep up with it, because this is basically like Metal Gear Solid ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically that.
Does that mean I get to start singing Snake Eater on the way up?
Yeah, you absolutely can. I give you permission.
YouTube copyright laws say otherwise.
You want me to roll athletics too?
Yeah, whoever's going up, either athletics or constitution.
I'm not used to these tiny arms.
Hold on. Does his weapon shrink too?
Yes, his equipment
Okay,
shrinks
good.
with him.
Reduce and enlarge work on all
my
their
God.
gear.
Oh my god! So I know he's not using the folding longsword anymore, but I just imagine it's like a switch. It just goes.
No, we're Monster Hunter now. It's gigantic.
It's fine. It's fine. His Warhammer probably looks like an ice cream scoop.
Thankfully, Zerth, you're a lot lighter, but it's very hard to get your somewhat smaller claws around the actual rungs, and you're kind of going at a little bit of a slower pace.
How does Yuck keep doing this?
All right, so Rosalind, you have no issue. You're a squirrel. You do lots of climbing.
Yep.
But
I'll
still,
climb up too.
I even
it will
have a
take
faster
about
climbing speed.
take about 10 minutes of just straight up ladder.
Oh no.
Hold on, I want to try something real quick. Well, this is small.
All right.
I'm gonna hold up my hand to his
All right.
and compare hand sizes.
While he's on the ladder?
No, when we get to the top. I thought we
Okay.
both climbed.
No, it's in the middle of that. But
Okay.
about 40 to 45 seconds pass, and he still seems to be small. As far as your memory serves, he should be hitting the spell's duration right about now and getting bigger again.
I'm still gonna compare hands.
All right.
I don't think I know if there's an issue or not.
Not yet.
So I'll just
You
keep
have no clue.
Nope, I'll just keep going.
All right. But Zerth,
Alright.
it takes you a while, but eventually you get up there. But before that happens, Rosalind gets up there first. And as you get closer and closer, you actually see that that a lot of the water is actually coming down from the manhole cover itself. And kind of looking upwards, you can hear a kind of muted city plaza. There's a few people you can hear walking around, but it's fairly empty. You can hear a fairly decent intensity rainstorm happening at the moment.
Okay, so it doesn't sound like I'm underneath a fountain or something.
No,
because that would be problematic.
That would be an issue. It seems that this is a it's just raining at the moment. This is actually a storm drain. It appears.
Woohoo! I got it right. Oh, that was out of character, right? Which doesn't count, I guess. I will attempt to secure one hand on the ladder and another hand to push up on the manhole cover.
All right, go ahead and give me a strength check, since it's about your same weight. All right. Kind of digging in and making sure that you're on a rung of the ladder that seems more or less stable. You kind of push upwards with your tiny little shoulders, and eventually, with a kind of a grunt and a squeak, you can push it up just enough and slide it to the side. With a very heavy kind of the sound of metal grinding against stone.
Okay.
And as you kind of, would you actually get up out of the manhole?
I'll pop my ears and part of my head out of the hole first, just in case I'm under a highway.
All right. Popping up and looking around, you seem to be on a fairly quiet street. There's a few shops around, but it's fairly cold. It's raining. It appears that nobody really wants to be outside at this time. Speaking of, who's carrying the dwarf?
Well, not me anymore.
I figure we will do the little pulley thing to bring him up after DeSoto.
Okay. How
Yep.
much rope do you have?
I mean, we've got...
Uh,
I've got 50 feet, so...
I have 50 feet as well. Who else has rope?
I have 50 feet.
Noon has rope, and maybe, I mean, if those hobgoblins had rope, the zombies are now have rope.
All right.
Yeah, but if we all need to get up this ladder, there's gonna be a freaking conga line.
I have rope.
All right. It's about 300 feet, correct? Or about 200. About 200 since we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll assume who took one of the packs that had a rope with it. So it's going to be 300 feet. But the actual distance which you climbed up was a fair bit longer than that. I'd say it's more like about 600 or 700. So you're about halfway there just in one strand. But for a pulley, you need a good bit more than that.
I'm gonna shout down to try and pass the message along. I think we need a bit more rope if we're gonna get up here. If you guys could pass the message along, there's some shops nearby. I'm gonna look for rope.
Hang on, how tall is this ladder?
About 600, 700 feet.
Holy crap.
I'll stay towards the top and pass the message down.
All right.
Try to yell it.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
As I ruffle through my bag.
Are you on the ladder?
Yeah, but I only need one hand.
Okay, just making sure.
Sinnel is staying at the bottom to actually tie the harnesses and stuff.
All right.
And hopefully try to
going...
catch anybody that falls.
I'm gonna take how about a torch? I'll do a torch. And I'm going to imbue it with the message because I can do that as an artificer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna drop it.
All right. What's going to be the trigger for it actually
dropping stuff?
Being touched.
All right.
Wait, is everyone on the ladder right now?
No, they're at the bottom. I said that me and Zerf would go first, and you followed up after. So.
Okay.
By the way, the bottom of this is kind of in quotations because it's basically a little platform, but the drain actually leads a fair bit downwards after that. You can't even see the bottom.
Well,
so
apparently,
is the torch
the torch hits him.
Hits who?
Yark, did you light the torch?
I did not.
Okay. What's your passive perception, Sinnel?
Really high. 15?
All right, I'd say you'd be able to see it coming. But you see what looks to be a torch just plummeting down. You couldn't really tell, but it might have just been maybe accidentally dropped from somebody up above.
Yeah, that's why I shouted up about it.
All right. Do you make an attempt to catch it?
Yeah, might as well.
All right, go ahead and give me a dexterity check. All right. So it's coming down. It's coming down. It's kind of catches a current and kind of moves around almost like a knuckleball would. But you think you got it. You think you got it. At the last second, it catches another one of these air currents, and you don't catch it in your palm, but the kind of blunt, wax-filled end thwaps against your forearm. And as it's spiraling, it what was the message that it was going to give out?
What did Safinar say?
I said I don't think we have enough rope to pull people up, so there's some shops nearby. I'm going to go fetch more rope.
That.
Okay. It gets through about half of that before falling down, continuing down the tunnel out of earshot. So you hear, as it thwaps your forearm with a decent amount of force, you hear kind of echoing and just rapidly quieting in volume. I'm gonna take off my headphones, see if I can do this right.
Immersion.
We're out of rope. I'm gonna go get some more.
That was almost like a Bill Wirtz YouTube video, right?
That was a little too fast, like pulling it away.
That's about as much as you heard.
I literally heard a single
I
word.
just heard we don't have enough rope.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
well, perfect.
But you also might see the light filtering in from above now, since I've
Well-
actually opened the manhole cover.
Yep, the light would actually get a decent amount brighter from the top.
Yark is going to look at Zerth and kind of scratch his chin a little bit, noticing how he hasn't gotten it, and go,
What?
Hmm.
What? Have something on my face?
No, nothing.
Can I roll an
Just
insight check?
thinking.
Sure. Are you trying to hide your thoughts from him at all, Yark?
Dang it.
You can tell that he's trying to be cool, Zerth,
Mhm.
and he's trying to hide something, acting like something is not going wrong.
Don't lie to your father, boy.
You're doing the voice very well.
It's great.
I didn't know Zerf would. Sorry.
What'd you say?
You're actually gonna say that he hopes Safinar is able to find some more.
Rosalind, you mean?
I narrow my eyes, take a small smoke. She's quick, so as long as nothing attacks us, I think we should be fine.
Yark is going to observe the infrastructure casually.
My eyes are just glaring at him. Gotta look up a little bit.
It's a good thing that lizards don't sweat.
I mean, there's a lot of moisture in the air right here, so either way.
Yeah. Zerf's getting his daily 5 liters of water that he needs to submerge in.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a lot less now.
1 liter now.
Anyway,
No,
yeah.
a bottle
said-
of water.
You said there were some shops nearby?
Yes. Go ahead and give me an investigation check to find the rope, or find someplace that sells a significant amount. Hey,
Nice.
Hey, with my
By-
-1, that's still worth.
by pure luck, you've managed to stumble upon a rope shop, selling ropes, chains, wires, bands, various sorts of bonding equipment.
Dova.
Hey, I
What is this
avoided
shop
saying that. All right.
What is the store?
Um,
Yeah, we need to know.
Give
It's
me a
important.
Called the rope shoppy.
moment. Ye old Twine Town.
Mm,
Oh, actually, you know what? Tobard's Twinery.
okay, that's fair. I'm gonna like rather hurriedly go for the door.
All right. It seems that it is very close to or just past closing time, as the shopkeeper, a rather wiry looking human man is tidying up the shop and seems to be about to tell you to get out of here, basically.
My friends are stuck down a manhole, and I need about 600 feet of rope to add the pulley system to get them out. I will pay you a lot.
He just kind of stops and looks at you. 600 feet, right now?
Yes, right
All
now.
right. It'll be a little bit extra for Rush, but I can make it happen.
Okay. How many Galifars? And I'll add extra.
Give me one moment. I'm searching up the about 600, so just he does a quick mental tally in his head. 30 Galifars for Hempen.
I'll give you 50 if you can add in a pulley.
Deal.
Okay.
All right.
I'll pull out 50 Galifars.
He puts the broom next to one of the pillars, and grabs a number of kind of coiled up lengths of rope, rapidly going around to each one, and just kind of unentangling the end of it, fraying it a bit, and then joining it rather quickly, grabbing a wand and actually mending the lengths together. And after about 5 or so minutes, you've got a rather heavy. Oh boy, this might actually be 120 pounds of rope.
Okay. My current weight is 86 and my maximum is 270. I think I can handle it.
You can carry more than your own body weight in a rope. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a barbarian.
Fair enough. But go ahead and add 600 feet of rope as well as tackle.
Okay.
So
I mean, I will even enter rage and attack myself if I have to up my strength score.
Mm-hmm.
Bang your head against the wall.
All right. As you are, basically, you now have a large, kind of self-wound coil of rope that is bigger than you are. But you kind of put it on your shoulders and just head out right into the open rain again. All right.
Yep, I'm gonna rush back towards them as quickly as I can.
All right.
Sort of probably piled. It's like, you know, those anime and those cartoons where you see somebody like carrying like 20 suitcases in front of them, and it's
kind of
stacked
wobbly
in
and
front.
about to fall
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rosalind right now.
That's
Referral.
about right. But the rest of you are slowly making your way up the ladder on the inside. A decent amount more liquid kind of coming down. Go ahead and I think Zerth already made his. I think I still need an athletics or a constitution check from Yark, since you are climbing.
Oh, right. Saving throw?
Check. Either con or athletics.
Oh, well,
All
hold
right.
on. Oh, never mind. This would be better than that.
All right, so the climbing for you guys is fairly slow going. You don't really have the energy to kind of keep up, one ladder after the other. You kind of have to go up to one, bring all the feet or both feet up, and then go up to the next one. So it's fairly slow because the grip isn't really that great with these fairly wet, kind of algae slicked rungs.
One might call them moist.
You settle down, bud. But as you're about 3/4 of the way up, do you just toss down the rope, Rosalind?
No, I'm going to this like tackle pulley thing that he's given me. How is it? Is it just like a triangle with a wheel on it, so that where I thread the rope through one side and then pull on it?
It's actually two pieces, two blocks, with kind of a wheel on each one, and you can string rope between each one over and over to increase the carrying, the weight capacity of it.
Okay.
The one of the blocks goes down the hole, and the other one stays near the top.
Okay. Is there anywhere I can like wedge part of it, so it doesn't just fall down the hole if I lose grip on it?
Go ahead and give me a survival or an intelligence check.
Well, intelligence is my worst trait, so it's not that bad.
There's really no
that
good
good.
places around here, but you think you can probably just hook it up along the edge of the rim of the manhole, and it should give you a decent enough kind of purchase with the little hook that it has.
Right. I'm going to attempt to do that.
All right.
I'm also gonna shout down because I think Surf and Yark are probably close by enough to hear me. I've got the rope. I'm just trying to set it up.
That's good.
It's a great voice.
I try.
You succeed. It's great.
So you guys would very clearly hear him saying that. Sorry, hear her saying that.
Incoming. Be careful of the rope that we got coming down.
Tell me when
Dova,
Yeah.
I will use my action to be careful.
All right. You will be careful.
Sinnel is standing down there, tapping his foot impatiently.
All right.
Just tell me when I can like start lowering it down.
I'm ready for the rope.
Ready for rope.
All right. Slowly.
Oh, we're not on the road yet. We're still down here. Don't forget us. Gosh, these people really, they're so scatterbrained.
They're
Why
hard
do
of
we let
hearing.
them go
Yeah.
first?
I heard that.
For the course of about 5 minutes, you can lower the other end of the rope down. The block and tackle kind of squeaking a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna start doing that. Steady as she goes.
All right. Who all is going to be at the top when you start pulling on it? As by the time it makes it down there, Yark and Zerth would have made it up to the top.
Mhm. Yeah, we would have probably helped.
All right. Rosalind, go ahead and give me an athletics check with advantage. Who are you raising up to the top first?
We were gonna do DeSoto first because DeSoto doesn't have hand.
All right. And do you fasten Or Sinel, do you kind of tie him into the end of the rope with like a harness, or do you like tie it into his arm?
Yeah, he was making a harness.
Go ahead and give me a survival check for that harness.
Alrighty.
All right. It seems to be a fairly kind of even, kind of load-bearing component. You figure it should hold up by the time he gets up there. But
Okay.
you hook him in, and he is looking quite concerned as he slowly kind of swings out in the middle, kind of bumping against the side before settling into the center. He looks very pitiful since he is now being directly rained on.
His snoot keeps bumping the side.
Sinel will pat his head and reassure him as he goes up.
All right. But you guys at the top are able to.
And I'll
seems
give him
a little
treat.
bit more reassured. All right, he's a lot more happy.
Okay.
As he slowly ascends, you guys at the top pulling and pulling, the coil of rope behind you kind of growing as you go through its fairly soggy length at this point, but it seems to be holding up just fine. After about 5 minutes, he is now at the top, and you can kind of straddle the edges of the manhole and just reach down and pull him and kind of haul him out.
Well, I'm gonna hold onto the rope so it doesn't get loose. Yark and Zerf can sort of maneuver him.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not really in a position to have load bearing right now.
Fair enough. With the two of you, you can just pull him right out. But he is not looking very happy. It seems at the end there, the harness was digging into his his armpits fairly hard.
I give him an
Unfortunately.
understanding look.
DeSoto has
Yeah.
arms?
Legs, armpits, leg pits. I mean, the space between his body and his dang legs.
Hey, don't torment the bird DM, okay? He'll give DeSoto like 8 arms later and become an eldritch abomination if you're not careful.
Spider.
Yeah.
I've got the page open for Dolgons right here. And Dolgrins.
Like this
And-
sounds so much worse than armpit.
We'll also unhook the entire harness because I believe he made a second one for the dwarf. I'm not sure.
Well, you gotta lower it back down, and then I'll make one for the dwarf.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You can lower it down fairly easily.
We'll lower it down. It's gonna come down as a soppy, massive rope, but yeah.
It is true.
And then I grab and drag my sheet as a whole. Alright, there's for the dwarf.
All right.
So while they're
Were you climbing up
so
as
while
well?
they're
Ingrid? And sorry, York, for cutting in.
that's cool.
We'll come back to it. Go ahead,
So
York.
as they're doing all these pulley things, Yark's gonna be looking at Zerth out of the side of his eye and say, "So, are you feeling okay? You know, with the whole being."
He does the body pat thing between lifting people up. I feel fine, except for I gotta crane my neck to look at you all. Very odd
You
sensation.
get used to it.
I don't see how you do it. But I feel fine.
Good.
Do
Good.
I assume I feel fine?
Yeah, you're feeling all right.
Why do you ask?
Just curious, because you know sometimes when you shrink or grow people, their body. Just making sure you're okay, Dad.
Gives you a thumbs up as he goes back to help people up.
Well, we're only really carting up the dwarf and DeSoto. The rest can climb unless Inun's bloody skeletons need special pampering as well.
Noon and the Funky Bunch could use an elevator.
Well, I hope you find enough wood to make an elevator, because I ain't buying one.
You're a couple hundred feet up. We don't know who the harness is hooked onto.
But yeah,
And
anyway.
Noon and the Spook Crew.
You know what we could have done? We could have gotten one of those floaty platforms and lowered it down, and maybe that would have worked. Like, you know, the floating discs? Anyone? No? Okay.
Does anyone have November's floating disc?
I'm not the book learned type, so I did not learn that in the cleric school.
Go ahead and give me a athletics check with advantage to start to pull the dwarf up, who offers much less protestations. Yeah.
God damn it, your dog is fat.
I mean, it'd be about the same weight actually. But DeSoto was kind of swimming in the air a little bit. But the dwarf gets pulled up fairly easily. And at the moment upstairs there really isn't anyone around, so you're not really being bothered that much. However, you don't really have an idea of where exactly you are, so.
Yeah, well, I don't really care. I'm just trying to get people out of the hole.
Mm-hmm.
But the dwarf is out now. She's just kind of laying there. I assume one of you are gonna pick her up or kind of set her maybe on a park bench nearby.
I'll help to try to drag her.
All right. You have the same amount of strength. You just have a lot less leverage.
Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was about to say, reduce doesn't reduce any of your stats. It's just your size.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Just like pick her up over the head. Looks like the body's floating.
but now that you're in the daylight, you can kind of see that her skin's a little bit discolored and looking kind of rough. Go ahead and give me another medicine check.
Oh, much better.
Now that it's actually kind of in daylight, you get a better look at that wound in her back, kind of right in the center of her back, just to the side of her spine.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like it was made with a knife or a spear, really. Looks like it was made with a stinger. And you kind of see it along the edges, signs, some sort of anticoagulant, something to prevent bleeding. Kind of the same thing that mosquitoes have.
I'm kind of doing what doctors do when they kind of gently poke around, feeling if there's any heat or any different cold spots. And I'm gonna, as I'm doing it, I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration.
All right.
Yes.
Could you post the details of that in, or can you post like the spell card of that in the Fantasy Grounds?
Yeah.
I just want to see one thing. All right. You do so, and as you're kind of feeling around more, nothing much seems to change with her when you cast Lesser Restoration. And as you're kind of feeling around more, you feel a very distinct kind of lump where there really shouldn't be one, almost directly below the stab wound, which has been cleaned up fairly nicely, and the Lesser Restoration seems to have removed the effect of whatever was kind of discoloring the outside of the wound itself, but there seems to be something deeper inside.
Is there some sort of check I can do to have like a general idea of what it is?
Go ahead and give me a nature check. Actually,
Medicine check.
you can do either medicine, arcana, history, or nature. But I give you something different for whichever one you choose to do.
How's your medicine, sir?
A lot better than the other two.
All right, cool. I can help you and give you advantage because I'm proficient in medicine.
Sweet.
You can just kind of wave him over, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, come here for a second.
Coming. I plop over in the rain, in the wet, in the red. Wet. Wait, is it cobblestone or dirt or what?
It is cobblestone. So there's a few like streams of water running down the little cracks and crannies.
My little bear claws make plop sounds as I walk.
I didn't know you had bear claws.
Settle down.
He'll go. There's now that I'm in the light, there's seems to be something off, and knowing that you're, got some knowledge, I could use your help to help me figure out what's going on as I explain what I found.
I'm gonna take my drift globe out and let it hover above and light up a lot better.
All right.
So roll medicine with advantage.
Yep. It's you can definitely feel that there is a very distinct unnatural lump right there.
Can I roll Arcana while I'm helping him?
Sure.
Sorry, I actually didn't mean to interrupt you.
No problem. But it's definitely a lump that should not be there. That directly coincides with that stab wound. It's almost impossible to tell exactly what it is without actually opening it up. Yark. You would know that especially in some of the more reclaimed areas of the cogs, there are a host of various creatures, insects, and even plants which are parasitic.
I was worried about that.
But you can only think of one that kind of fits this MO. That are the Dalekir. This is bad. This is really bad.
What do I know about?
The Dalekir are basically a... How do I put this the best? It's not really a race, but more of a co-opted group of creatures that have been corrupted and altered by basically demons. Not demons as in how we're red. We got horns and stuff. More eldritch demons.
That's even worse.
One of their trademarks is the Dolgrim, which you've never seen one in person, but you've heard they're fairly nasty, being basically two goblins that are stitched together with eldritch magics.
It's horrifying, but cool.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I know about this thing in particular?
Given enough time, it'll basically rip her apart from the inside out and turn her into one of those abominations.
How far along does it look?
Well, it's not moving right now, so you'd say you have maybe 2 or 3 days.
And what part is it on?
It's basically in the center of her back, height-wise, and just a bit to the right.
Amputation is a little difficult in this case.
Did you tell me all this?
Oh yeah. As I figure out what this is, I'm going to frantically explain, and then also let him know how to.
Wow, fuck.
Cutting someone open, you say?
I gently push Dusty away without looking at him.
Why? This is my thing.
This is not good. We need to get her to someplace that's relatively sterile. We may have to operate.
Or we could take the religious route, like purify it or something if it's a demon.
You
Unless
reckon
Eldritch
that
Unless
you
Eldritch demons
Kobold, you would, or sorry, I say Kobold. I guess that fits, but Yark, you would know that a particularly powerful restoration spell will basically purify it, or force it out of the body through the place it came in.
Oh,
which is
greater
fairly
restoration.
messy and gruesome, but it's at least a little bit cleaner than actually going in there with knives.
Rosalind,
What?
I reject these mental images that Rosalind is projecting into my.
Yeah. The only spell you ever need is fire.
I have fireball.
There's only 5.
Just cast fireball. Just cast fire.
Would
Fireball.
Who's next on the rope hopping list?
Either the you would probably get the feeling that these guys can probably carry their own weight up the ladder, but being seen in public, that's a whole nother story.
Okay, so we're climbing back out to, like, the town.
Yep, you can see daylight from the landing.
I'm only getting about 2/3 of what everyone's saying, so it's kind of infuriating, but I'm doing my best to follow along.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave the zombies, but I'll take Gaster with me.
Okay.
Because I feel like
I'll
there
let,
still is... People be more okay with seeing a skeleton than a freaking rotting zombie, so...
Hmm.
Okay, what did I
But,
miss?
I mean, you could just drop them into the bag of holding too.
Can I...
Yeah, you can put the zombies in the back of holding if you want, right?
They really don't need to breathe.
No, I know, I'm forgetting the weight of, like, a hobgoblin.
About they're kind of a slightly more beefy human, so I'd say about 230 for each of them.
Okay, so that's still less than, is it 500 max?
500 max, but it depends on how much is already in there. It's your bag of bones, right? That should be fairly empty, I believe.
Well, yeah, it's my bag of bones. It's empty.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's completely empty. So I'll throw both of them in there.
All right.
And how much does just a skeleton weigh? Or at least now with stone bones.
I'd say about 40 pounds.
All
It's
about
fairly
fits.
light. It would all fit? Well, that's 200.
Alright, well I'm gonna open the bag and enact the freaking clown car routine.
All right. You can feel as the skeleton, as Gaster kind of hops in, you can feel it kind of shudder and like shake as it's very close to its limits. But after a little while, kind of like a Pokeball, it kind of calms down.
Just remember, if you don't cast Animate Dead on them again within, like, the 24-hour window, when you pull them out, you're going to be very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, they're still gonna be animated, but I won't have control, so yeah, I have to reassert.
Yeah, you need to recast Animate Dead to assert control, I believe.
I'm aware, I've done it every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
so,
like, I could probably, if 2 people, like, I don't know, hug closely, I could probably pull 2 people up at a time now.
what about the dead Kalishtar?
I mean, Anun will probably need to be lifted up. His strength is 8.
Being lifted in style.
Are you gonna be lifted up with him in the same kind of harness?
Yeah, think about it. If you put the Kalishtar in the harness, tie him tightly, and then just, like, stand on top of the harness holding onto the rope, you might be able to be hauled.
I mean, if Fanoon can climb, then he'll climb.
That mental image
What mental image?
of just like how construction workers will rise steel beams up towers, and somebody will be standing on top of it.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining.
Yeah.
Except he's standing on top of a corpse.
Or if you ride like the bucket of a skid steer, I've done that. Forklift. Get raised up 150 feet on the jankiest platform you can find. That plenty of times.
But yeah, decided what you guys are doing, because it's you, the dead corpse, Sunil, and Dusty.
Yeah, like I said, if Fanoon can climb, he'll climb.
Okay.
Sinel's got a climbing speed, so, you know, he just kind of automatically was able to get up there.
And you're fine. Inun, it might take you a little bit longer than usual, but you should be able to make it up just fine.
Sinel will still be the last one up, just in case somebody needs help, though.
All right. Go ahead and at the top, go ahead and give me an athletics check with advantage to bring up the dead man.
Okay.
Hey, Dova.
Yeah?
I'm gonna see if I can try to manually release concentration on the reduce spell.
All right. You you kind of take a breath, kind of focus for a moment, and try to kind of cut that link. But as soon as you bring up like the proverbial like scissors, it kind of the thread of the spell kind of slips between the blades as you try to bring it down, and it just is not.
You mean like when you're trying to cut something, but instead of being cut by the scissors, it just kind of like turns and now it's in between the blades?
Yeah,
I hate that.
That's what mentally that's kind of what's happening. It's just kind of slipping.
Sharp
you
You really are unable to cut the concentration.
Have you considered slapping yourself? That usually drops concentration.
How long has it been since we've climbed up the?
About 30 minutes since
I'm
that
gonna,
spell was cast on you.
as I'm still kind of looking at her back, I'm just gonna absentmindedly just go to York. So how long does this spell usually last?
About an hour, unfortunately. It's not something I can drop concentration.
I'm gonna need a deception check on that one.
I'm gonna insight check that one.
All right, go ahead. You can both roll in the tower, by the way, if you want.
Sure.
Wait, don't we roleplay this? Don't we need to know the?
Oh, fair enough.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean-
Zerthy rolled an 11.
Okay. With the modifier, just 11 on the dice.
Oh man,
total.
I'm
mean-
really feeling this lack of modifier.
You can't lie to your father.
To be fair, Yark really doesn't lie a lot, so it can make sense he's a.
Yeah, usually with
sit down.
player versus player things like this, we just do a you roll, but then you base your role play on the roll.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's usually what we've been.
Yeah. He's gonna stop examining, look to Yark, lift his head a little bit, look to Yark. Yark, what are you not telling me?
Well, usually when I cast a spell, it only lasts for a minute, but I am getting better at spellcasting, and
A
this
minute!
won't last long.
Oh boy.
Did I just accidentally click that, or did I have inspiration for some reason?
You accidentally clicked that.
So Dova never gives inspiration.
Yark, what did you do?
I cast
He's not lying there.
He cast a very powerful spell.
but look on the bright side. Now you can fit in all the small places you couldn't before.
Bright side, I can't even reach a bar stool.
You get used to that. Why do you think I hop on the counters all the time? Yeah.
Rosalind will overhear this with her squirrely ears and grunt with a bit of effort as she's pulling up the corpse and say, "Look on the bright side. At least I don't have to jump up to hug you anymore."
It's so fun. Yark's going to purposely go off on a tangent and deflect this whole situation and say, "Yeah, the other chefs are really annoyed at me having to move the step stool at the time, so they just made me wash my feet and my hands so I can stand up on the counter."
Yark.
It's so funny. There's this one time.
Yark. He's gonna get like right up, like nose to chin, no, whatever, how that works, and goes, "How long?"
Good question.
I just said you could.
Let me try. I'm gonna cast enlarge.
Need to look at the influence.
Zerth right now is like concerned, but like there's a hint of pride of like, oh yeah, that's a really strong spell for it to be lasting this long. Fix it now.
All right, so casting enlarge, you kind of feel everything slowly start to get smaller around you, and after a few seconds, everything seems about the right size proportion-wise. Feels like you might be back to normal.
Feels like.
Yark's gonna sigh and relief.
You watch, he's gonna look behind him and he's gonna have a tiny little nub of it.
Of a what?
Nub of a tail.
Oh.
Just random body parts are still tiny.
Don't check your loincloth.
I almost wish I could redeem influence.
I almost wish I could redeem influence too.
What, to do it again?
No, just to have you with a tiny little like lizard tail on a big alligator.
Originally I was imagining you just kept growing even though I didn't want with the enlarge spell, and that also didn't go away when I wanted it to.
Kaiju.
Hey, your height only doubles.
He's just gonna pat himself and then pat Yark on the head. It's like, you are stronger than you are stronger than you think.
Uh-oh. We got a new influence there in chat.
God damn it, Power Snap.
I knew that was. I thought that was going. I knew I shouldn't have said anything.
All right, there's a lot of spell conflicts going on right now. I'm gonna need a minute. Oh boy. Oh, that's a major.
Jaffer, when it comes to the non-point ones, you can just put in the info right into that instead of see Telegram, because nobody else sees that except for me. Well, and the DM when I send it to him. Well, Dova, you can see the moderate one. And, here's the major.
Goodbye.
Well wired. That would
Oh,
probably
boy.
be
Okay.
that'd probably be a minor under normal circumstances, but I guess if you redeem it as a moderate, then the effects could be like wilder or stronger. Because Wired asked if that would be considered a minor influence instead of a moderate.
Something
But
like
if you
this
just
would be a moderate. Minor is just like spritzing somebody with water or various random small things, but something like this would definitely be a moderate. I would say that what Jaffer just redeemed is definitely a major. If Dova accepts
Okay,
it.
so I just want to get you in on what I'm trying to figure out. So the first one, that was the duration becomes an equivalent number of days rather than minutes. Then this one's casting, or enlarge being cast, so that's happening right now. But it's too efficient and it's permanent. I don't know where it's gonna settle. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
Hey, Dova, how about
Yeah?
this? You merge the effects together in a way that makes sense.
I'm trying to figure out what exactly that would look like.
Okay, so
Well,
based
how
on
about
all
this?
this, it sounds like after a day, Zerth is going to wake up and be...
Yeah, be even bigger. So enlarge makes him sort of bigger, and then after the day, the reduce spell wears off, and he gets even.
He wakes up and he's just
Can you guys-
filling his entire... filling the entire in room, and Dusty's just pressed against the wall.
Can you
Dova,
guys
how-
stop? Can you
Dova,
guys
how
stop
big is
picking
Giant?
on my future husband?
Yeah, pick on Dusty instead. Puff in his ears and make him go actually wild.
Hey, Dova, how big is Giant?
Oh boy.
Because enlarge would make Zerth large, and another enlarge after that would make him giant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Power Stone, you are literally the only person who gives us fan art. We have to give you drawing ideas. Safinara, obviously you sleep on his belly. Just like kobolds and dragons. How is this hard to understand?
Hey, look, Rosalind may be just about the same size as you, Yark, but she's not Cobalt.
Cobalt can't, or Yark can't understand.
What is this not Cobalt?
What is this concept that is obviously unkobold? I can't comprehend. Alright, Dova, what happens is
Oh, give me a moment.
I can hear the papers going everywhere.
Yeah, it's a mess on my side.
Oh, Power Stone did make fan art. Well, we can look at while Dova's figuring.
He
Yeah.
still looks so angry.
I love Tiny.
Need to see this. He's so small.
Pocket gator.
All right.
It's like a pocket Sam, but with more teeth.
I need to roll some dice just to make up my friggin' mind.
Or maybe some days he's enormous, some days he's.
I've just got you know those small memes. It's no talk me, I'm angry.
No talk me, I'm angry. No talk me, I'm angry.
Yeah, it's just Tiny Zerf curled up. No talk me, I'm angry.
So, you feel that same sensation in the pit of your stomach. Everything's kind of changing, and you feel this kind of almost like a kind of a rumbling, bubbling sensation from somewhere inside. As you kind of undulate between being sort of regular size and slowly sort of growing towards quite a bit larger.
As this is happening, Yark is turned away and says, "See, I had everything on."
As he continues to grow and grow until he is about 15 feet tall. You are now considered huge.
Large or huge?
Huge.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to change my size now.
Are you sure about huge?
I said it goes.
All right.
I'm
Do they still
changing it.
It goes.
size chart in the Dungeon Master's Guide?
I'm
I
looking
know
at it right
3
now.
point.
It goes medium, large, huge, right?
Yeah,
And then giant.
gargantuan.
Ah.
I remember that large was still, a giant compared to a human, but reasonable. But then huge is literally like 5 times, well, like 3 times the size of a human.
Huge is a treant or a fire giant. Large is a hippogriff or an ogre.
I
15
pulled out
feet
my
sounds
Dungeon
like-
Master's Guide because I think that's where it is. Size.
15 feet sounds like a large.
I'm literally quoting it from the monster manual for 5e.
Oh, I know. I'm just
What were those world enders we fought? Those were like colossal or something.
Those were even larger than that.
Yeah.
They were Dynamax.
Zer's just gonna go.
All right, so right now your initiative is actually -5.
You know what? I am a-okay with that. I will figure out how to do that. Oh look, there we go.
okay. So it looks
Now
like
you have to
you're
figure out how to
about
make your voice go even
20.
deeper.
Now you're about 20 feet tall. It looks
He's
like.
15 feet.
You're
Dova's
very
at?
large. Yeah, about 15 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he's
15
large
feet.
right now.
No,
No,
large
15
is about
feet's
10
huge.
feet.
Yeah. So
Oh.
I'm huge. I'm 15 feet tall, and he's going. Well, this is different.
Your voice is cracking.
His voice is perfect. Yark's not gonna look. Yark's not gonna look, and his tail's gonna whip back and forth, anxious.
Dusty's gonna wobble next to him and go bum ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-dum. Here comes Big Papa. Here comes Big Papa.
That's somewhat amusing.
Bum ba ba da bum ba bum.
As he stands up and starts like walking. He'll
Dusty has
fix-
been thoroughly encouraged.
Go ahead and give me a perception check with disadvantage, Zerth.
That's fair. Perception.
Oh yeah, the influence was for it to be permanent.
We'll see exactly how Dova
Reject.
plays this. All we can do is react to what Dova's doing with the universe.
All right. All right, you don't notice anything in particular, but you do notice that the very few people out on the streets right now are very definitely paying attention to you guys as the last of you finally make your way out of the manhole, as you are now on the surface, all of you.
Oh, beautiful. So, what the hell?
Hello,
Yark,
people.
what did you do?
Why do you just automatically assume it was me?
Yark.
You're the one that plays around with magic.
Dusty ate dragon shard.
Dusty is
Dusty,
too busy
what the hell did you do?
stepping next to his father and going bum ba da 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 bum bum. What?
I somehow don't think this was Dusty this time. There was a lack of sneezing.
What?
It was the other child.
Yark.
Dad,
Uh-oh.
Anoon's gonna look at.
I didn't do it
no.
on purpose.
Don't throw him under the bus. It has wheels.
No, it has hammers. And fur.
Oh yeah. That too.
Question: how am I gonna fit on a train?
On top, obviously.
Just
Don't
give me
they
a few
have
hours and,
freight? Don't they
I'll
have
try
freight
dispelling
container? You know, freight cars. So we just stick him in the freight car.
The snoot has the snoot has never been so mighty.
He's just gonna go. We will look at this problem or solution later. We have more impertinent issues. As he'll motion towards the unconscious body of the woman. She has something not good in her back. Dove, is there something I can roll if I know of a church or place that would have a priest or somebody of high enough holy ability to take care of this?
Go ahead and give me a religion check. Religion or investigation. I gotta open up the Sharn guide since I believe there should be a thing for that. All right. Depending on where you are, there's a number of places that might be able to perform this service, but it's not going to be cheap. You might be able to go to one of the, what house is it? I have my Eberron guidebook right here, my little...
What are you?
My little packet.
Trying to find a priest for?
House Jurasco.
Oh yeah, I'm going to
Can anyone hear
fill
me?
everyone.
Yeah, I heard
I'm going
you.
to fill everyone else in on what's happening with the infection. Sorry.
Parasite. All right. As you are now all very aware that something bad's definitely going to happen if that thing reaches maturity.
Surf.
I look at my head.
Be careful where you walk.
That's a good point. As he's looking down now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk over to Yark.
I don't know. Sorry. Here. Keep going. That's ignore that.
I'm gonna attempt to pick him up by the shirt and sling him over my shoulder.
All right.
So if I'm going to see if trying to release concentration on the spell does.
You should be able to. This one seems a lot more pliant than the other one. So if you wanted to release concentration on the enlarge, you definitely could.
Hmm. The question is exactly what would that would it do what I want it to do?
It would likely bring him down quite a bit size-wise. You're not sure exactly how much, but it's definitely going to be a lot smaller than he is right now.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna release it. I'm gonna say, hold on, let me try something. And I close my eyes.
All right. As you successfully sever the magic from this one, Zerth slowly starts to shrink and shrink until he's actually normal size. But you still feel that kind of continuing effect from the reduced spell happening right now. It's still going. You really can't cut that at this moment. But he's normal size at this point.
See, I fixed it. I told you I had it under control.
I'm still picking you up and shaking you.
I get dizzy.
You're
Sling you over my shoulder. Sling him over my shoulder. It's time out for the cobalt.
I'm limp because I.
I guess that was good practice. He says with like a question, with an obvious question mark. He still feels a little weird.
Anyway, let's
Sorry?
let's skedaddle out here.
All right. As you do, any of you put the manhole cover back in place?
I will.
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Oh boy.
Are there two? Oh wait, no, it's cobblestone. It wouldn't leave giant footprints.
Mm-hmm.
We I guess I should like pack up the rope because I did pay for it.
Yeah, it's a lot of rope. Was it literally 120 pounds of rope?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It
Alright,
weighs
go
as much
ahead
as I
and-
do.
Yeah. Go ahead and you can get it cleaned up fairly easily. Dusty, you can you drag it along the ground. It creates a racket, but you're able to eventually just push it into place, and it kind of grinds back into the little recess it was in before. All right. So, where are you guys headed from here?
Probably to take care of her.
All right. I gotta hit the bathroom real quick, so we can take maybe a short break.
Okay.
Very quick though.
All right. We'll be on intermission for the time being. Thank you all so much for joining us so far this evening. We'll be back in just a little bit here. Thank you again. So much for the sport. We're at 26 viewers. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Grateful for the raid. I guess that's probably where a lot of them came from.
We had 3 viewers come from the raid.
Still. No, I was playing basketball and there's an ad. Now everything's all tiny.
Basketball, but there was an ad. Okay. Didn't know that had that.
Can we do another boss after this? Those are really fun.
I feel like those are a bit too distracting.
They're very intensive.
Nonsense.
Not for the viewers. It's fine for the viewers.
And
Also-
just ban Yark from doing it.
No.
So quick. So quick.
I literally just watched my cat walk in the room, walk around my room, look at me, look at the room, look at me, and then walk away.
What an intelligent cat. What an intelligent cat.
Don't know what she was doing.
Being a cat.
Dusty should have been a cat instead of a bat.
No.
He's got far too much curiosity to be a bat.
She meowed out front of my door for 2.5 hours last night to let me know that she just ate food.
Hey. 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 I've been fed.
Mhm.
Hey.
She's
Hey.
literally she'll run down, use the litter box, and then run up and meow at me, letting me know she just used the litter box. I don't need to know this information. She does it every time.
Something should stay private, cat. Something should stay.
She's like like she'll knock things off the edge, but it's only water bottles. Like if you put a water bottle there, she's right there, knock it off. You could put anything else on the edge, she will not knock it off. It's only water bottle.
Take a picture of her, turn it into cardboard cutout, and put it on the edge and see how confused she gets.
What? What?
And I shall sit here and eat Cheetos Puffs with chopsticks.
All right, I return.
Welcome back, Bird.
All right, we're back, everyone. Thank you for your patience during that brief intermission there. Let us continue.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do? You guys are going to try to head towards a more prominent house of healing?
Yeah.
All right. You see here real quick, there is a price table for some of this stuff.
I love how every time I open up my character sheet between games, I always forget where my gold is. I always think it's under notes for some reason. It's never under notes.
It has no business being under notes. It has no.
I think that's because in like Roll20, gold adds to your weight, so I always keep it under my notes section for those character sheets.
I see.
Where is the god dang?
Oh,
There
yeah,
it
can
is.
anyone-
Okay.
Can anyone fit 120 pounds of rope in a bag of holding? Because it is rather heavy.
Who would have guessed?
Does anybody have space for it?
I might.
My bag should not. No, I don't think I have a bag of holding.
Ask Yark. Ask Yark.
I'm pretty sure Yark is filled with scrap. I'll like jostle Yark on my shoulder a little. I don't think he's here.
Or
He's
is
not
he?
going to be here.
He wakes up slow. What was the question?
Do you have room for 120 pounds of rope?
This map's in my way. I do.
Okay, I'm just gonna hand you one end of the rope.
Oh, Dova, I'm gonna do that thing. You know that thing that you with like the metal string when you pull it out of a jar.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
do
try to
that.
do that?
into the bag of holding.
You're gonna.
All right. It is
No.
fairly waterlogged and heavy, so you should be able to do it.
Dova knows exactly what I'm talking about, and he said it was 120 feet.
It's
It does have to
120
be
pounds.
120 pounds. It's
It's
600 feet.
Yeah.
600 feet, 120 pounds.
I'll
So
just
you-
like
you-
give you the item if I can.
You put it on the ground and you basically just hold the rope over your head as you grab one end and briskly kind of just tug it and throw it downward into the bag, and just the entire rope just very slowly or rather quickly, but as a kind of portion of the whole, somewhat slowly just disappears into the bag as the strand just pulls itself downwards through momentum. Find a video of that, better visualize it. But it is now in the bag of holding as the last bit of it kind of flops around like like when you're slurping in a noodle.
With plenty of wetness and all.
I'm trying
There's
to drag it
water everywhere.
onto Yark, but it's not working.
I already added it. It's cool.
Why
Okay.
is this rope wet? Questions that do not need answered.
Oh shit, we forgot to ask how we got Blue up.
He climbed his way up. He's very quiet at the moment.
He's so quiet we didn't even realize he climbed up.
Yep.
Oh no, he is stealth Warforged now. He's secretly planning our demise.
Dova,
Yeah.
No.
I'm preparing to add a camo field to our rope.
Oh, what?
Hey, Cortana.
She
Oh,
won't
Why do you
answer
call me
you.
that?
She won't. Don't.
Isn't that your name?
Cody,
It's
don't
not.
listen to them. If you,
Oh,
the
I'm
more you
sure it's your
respond to
name.
that name, the more.
Well, I've tried not responding to him, and he just keeps asking.
If you give the coat power, the coat will rule us all.
Mm-hmm.
Would you navigate us to the best place for getting Mr. Giant over there fixed?
Well,
He's not giant anymore.
It's about normal size at the moment.
You
But
can't.
only Yark knows that the reduced spell is still going on.
Oh, for some reason. Okay. Never mind.
Oh, there's influence, by the way.
There's more influence? Oh, God.
No,
It's-
there
it's-
isn't, because Cobalt can't do that on. And you guys
Cobalt tried
can.
to...
You guys cannot do that because the system does not recognize when I reject something.
But I don't get a refund. That's fine.
I can refund you as far as, but I have these influences with the point limited for your amounts, the amount of times that they can use them during a stream.
Yeah, but this is our stream. How many times are we going to influence our own?
Lots.
You can't.
Plenty of
The
times.
problem is that the limit everybody in the stream.
Oh, it limits everyone. I thought it was per person.
No.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have done it then. But now you gotta accept it.
No, I don't. I reject it.
I shall accept it.
Yes.
No, it
Just
is
kidding.
rejected.
Nova, how much butthole damage? does it whenever it
anyways,
coughs for-
oh, I let's just keep going. So,
Anyway, I'm carrying these bodies.
you got both of them over your shoulder at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
What's your passive perception?
Not great. 13.
13. As you are still trying to find out exactly where you are, as Cody says, well, I give me enough time and I can figure out where we are in the city. But right now, I really am not sure. But as you're starting to get a piece together that you are somewhere in Stoneguard, and on the map that's open up, it's on the top right corner. It's the lower levels of the northern plateau. It's kind of an apartment district, but this area that you're in is fairly low population. But Zerth, you feel a very slight kind of wriggling for just a moment from the dead Kalishtar.
Like from her body or from the spot?
The dwarf is the one that you confirmed to have the little egg injected into her.
Oh, okay. I had that backwards in my
No.
mental space. Okay, so I feel her moving,
No, you feel the dead Kalishtar kind of wriggling.
wiggling.
Just for a moment.
Can I do like a passive medicine check?
You can do just a regular medicine check.
Okay.
Psst. While that medicine check is going, we have more.
More influence? Oh, geez.
No, more art.
Oh.
He's extra small, but I'm okay with it.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
So, it doesn't take that much of a stretch to kind of think, I bet you he's got at least one of those eggs implanted as well.
He's just going.
Viewers want to see the art.
Yes, it's on the Discord in the Art Share channel.
You assume everyone's in Discord.
Well, they should join it.
You hear that, guys? If you don't join our cult, then you're not allowed to see the Zim's rules.
As we're walking, and I think that the other one has it too. He's just gonna say, "I think we have a twofer going here. We should pick up our pace."
I mean, should we just burn the actual body since it's dead?
Do we know it's dead?
As far as you can
Yeah,
tell,
we've been carrying.
It's
around
definitely
this dead
cold, and it's starting to experience rigor mortis. So
Burn her.
yeah, he is definitely dead.
Okay, I'm gonna. Would I know burning it would get rid of it since it is of demonic origin?
It definitely should.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you don't know it would get rid of it. Burning the body to get rid of a parasite is always a good answer.
Well, yes, unless it's born of hellfire, then you're just kind of feeding it.
Do you know the spell Hellfire? I'm pretty sure that's a 7th level spell.
I know Fireball. That might as well be
Fireball.
Hellfire.
Fireball is not Hellfire.
Not the way he uses it.
Fireball comes from the elemental plane of fire, not hell.
Interrogator. Yeah, he's gonna stop. find a less populated area that also doesn't cause collateral damage.
All right.
Jaffer, maybe if you ask Zim real nicely, he'll put it up on stream because you can't access the Discord on. But that would be illegal because you have to join the Discord to see fan art. It's the rules.
Like I said in chat, you must be indoctrinated to the kobold way of life to see the picture.
It seems to be getting later in the night, and it is fairly cold and kind of drizzly at this point. So everything's just kind of very soaked through. You could likely find one of the various temples to the sovereign host. They're sure to have some sort of maybe a crematorium even. I mean, space is at a premium, especially for burial here.
Yeah, he'll probably find the closest one.
All right.
He's under the impression that he's under a timetable.
It does seem that way, as you feel it kind of wriggle again.
As just starts, snoot to the air, just kind of finding the closest one.
All right.
We got a feisty one here.
So eventually, you do find and actually it would be fairly quick. You find a temple, and this one appears to be a temple of Onatar. So you can see out front there's actually a forge, which is kind of a glowing bed of embers inside, kind of like the ones in Skyrim. Those kind of open pits full of just charcoal. There seems to be nobody out there at the moment, but you can see the large doors made of very well polished iron or steel are currently closed at the moment. You do see a very faint kind of flicker of light coming from inside one of the large stained glass windows out front, though.
I'm gonna go to the pit and look to the group and just kind of general address. Someone alert the groundskeeper that we're using this for a holy exorcism.
I'll do it.
In my best darkest dungeon impersonation, cast it back into the pit.
And I'm gonna respectfully start like a quick version of prepping the body.
All right.
Just because I got holy garments on me, so I get rid of the clothes, put the holy garments on, say a prayer, things like that.
All right.
Cast in the name of God, ye not
for those
guilty.
of you trying to get attention, are you going to just bang on the door, try to get in?
Well, okay,
totally.
Dusty and I probably said at the same time, so we'll go together. And then I'm gonna race Dusty.
All right.
But the rule is no flying, and I have to be on all fours.
Fine, I accept these terms.
And then we race.
All right.
Yeah!
You sprint towards the door. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check from both of you. Or athletics.
Okay. All right, acrobatics.
Oh no. See, we both got what's it called? Handicaps. I have to be on all fours and he can't fly. That's why I rolled an 8.
All right, so Dusty, you actually kind of zoom off of the place where you stopped very quickly. Pads and claws just kind of splashing through the very damp, somewhat slippery cobblestones leading up to the large cathedral doors. And Yark, you actually get there first. But you try to stop and you lose traction.
Except for one problem.
Yeah.
When Yark arrives, he finds DeSoto already there.
Traitor.
Can I get a dexterity or an acrobatics or athletics from DeSoto?
Cheater.
Cheater.
If he's going to race, that is.
He
he would get there first.
Cheater.
Fuck you.
Then it would be Yark, as your face slams into the door with a
DeSoto.
resounding
I slam
thunk.
into DeSoto.
You slam into DeSoto?
Well, I was gonna slam into the door, but DeSoto's there now.
That's true. You slam into him so that the impact is much less resounding, but it is quite a hearty thump on the door. As Dusty, you're the only one to not be crashed up against something.
And now I'm under a fallen DeSoto.
Yeah.
Who's actually probably bigger than you.
Yeah, definitely.
A little bit bigger.
I'm gonna wiggle in
Mm-hmm.
and of course now the door opens.
These would be push open doors, and that would probably be enough force to just kind of push it loose from the little indent or the little detent that it's currently in. But you see that the interior is kind of lit with a handful of flickering candles, along with some floating lights. Just kind of little pinpricks of about candle intensity lights, just kind of floating without real aim through the open air of the cathedral. In response to the thump on the door, you see one of the lesser priests, a dwarven man with a very kind of well kept braided beard. He kind of strides over. He says, "You look wet and altogether miserable. It would be all
Wet,
right if
yes.
you wish
Miserable,
to
no.
come inside and dry off."
Okay.
I am but legs and a tail underneath a dog squirming.
He kind of
DeSoto would kind of just be laying on top of Yark.
Hence the squirming.
I present to you this hybrid.
he kind of looks at you and rolls his eyes.
Damn it, Def.
What is there any other purpose to your visit other than coming in from the rain? As he continues to move on towards the open door.
Oh yeah, we're using your crematorium.
Which would... I didn't see you come in the front entrance.
We have friends at the back who are lighting the furnace because we need to burn a body.
Oh Lord! As he just rushes over out the front door towards the side, towards the furnace.
Wait, come back! Let me explain.
He is rushing over. He sees you basically in the process of laying the Kalishtar down. He starts waving his hands. He says, do not cremate a body inside of our forge. We have a crematorium. You can use it if you like."
Oh, that's even better. Much appreciated.
Okay.
I'm not on a time scale here. So,
You
desperate
know-
times.
You're in a hurry to why? going
Demonic
on?
parasite.
Demonic Right.
It's wiggling.
Rosalind has both.
It actually wriggles kind of fairly strongly at that moment.
I pat the corpse's head. See, it's feisty.
Rosalind just has both hammers primed to play whack-a-mole with the parasite if she needs to.
It seems that he does believe you for a moment. As he just kind of stands there staring at it before motioning for you to follow and rushes back in.
Yep, I did good.
Or did you?
Yeah, I did.
Or did you?
Yes, I did. Shut up. I did great.
I take the body and follow him in.
All right.
Man, you lose money.
Muffled noises.
Does
gonna-
DeSoto get up?
Are we going through the front door?
No, DeSoto's not
yeah.
getting up. He's comfy.
All right.
I can understand. Like, I'm upset that it's happening, but I understand.
Are we passing Yark at any point?
Pretty much all of you would pass him.
I'm gonna drag him out by his tail.
All right. Between the kind of slippery ground underneath, you can kind of pull him out.
Oh, hey, Yark, where'd you go?
His head plops back in the water again, panting heavily.
Are you
Alright.
thirsty? Are you thirsty? You are really thirsty. You are...
All right. So
I'm gonna like hold him to my shoulder like you would hold a cat, and then just continue walking.
all right. So rushing in, the priest ahead of you flags down one of the other priests who's currently kind of sitting in one of the alcoves and giving an offering. Kind of pulls him from the ritual and just kind of pointing down one of the hallways as the other priest rushes off, clearly in a hurry to either grab something or someone. And you're led through the large cathedral, kind of through the center aisle. You can see a handful of people kind of off in the pews, just doing kind of fairly silent prayers. As you're led down a hallway and down a few sets of stairs into the burial crypts, the chambers beneath the cathedral, until you're led into a room awash with a glowing red light. And you can see that in one of these large kind of a raised pedestal, is this roughly coffin-shaped stone receptacle, and just almost entirely surrounded by glowing, kind of sputtering magma.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Zerth, it wriggles violently in your grasp.
I'm just gonna go straight forward to it. It seems like it wants to have a party, and fortunately, it's not invited.
Is that supposed to be funny? Because that's terrible.
I am not a smart gator.
Don't worry, Father. No one accused you of being funny. No one accused you.
I thought I was hilarious.
Anyways,
He's full of dad jokes.
the priest just kind of points towards that almost sarcophagus and says, "Put him in there. The head priest is on his way down. He'll perform the cleansing rituals that might prevent any sort of reanimation, as you say."
I'd probably get them to do it fast. This thing does not seem to be wanting to wait. As I put the corpse down.
All right. You instantaneously hear the very faint sound of flesh starting to burn and almost cook.
Oh.
As the heat is just oppressive around the sarcophagus.
It's warm.
Very, very warm. You kind of push the massive lid shut, and jump down as he motions you to return. As it's at about this point that the priest arrives, wearing a quite large ceremonial hat, which looks rather fancy and is inlaid with a very intricate gold filigree. He's bringing along a trio of priests, but they look more of a cross between priests and blacksmiths. They're fairly burly looking, but they still have that. They still have the vestments on with a few modifications that seem to make it a bit more resilient to fire and flames. As they both rush towards alcoves on either side of the crematorium, and they start winding these huge, clanking, ratcheting wheels. The platform which the sarcophagus is on kind of pulls forward and separates from the stairs leading up to it, and slowly starts to lower itself down. The head priest at the moment is continuously just chanting a burial hymn, cross between that and kind of a cleansing rite.
While
You
this
hear-
is go ahead.
You hear a very heavy thump from inside the sarcophagus. It appears that it has woken up.
Uh-oh.
You see the lid almost fly off of the sarcophagus as it comes up about an inch and then slams back down. Whatever's inside is fairly strong. But it's about halfway submerged into the lava, and you can hear that sort of same sizzling and crackling getting a bit louder as these kind of mesh, not really mesh, but kind of iron bars, fine iron bars, start to let the lava into the actual sarcophagus itself as it continues to lower down and down. Da-da.
If I see its head poked up or something again, I'm gonna cast a cantrip.
That we're doing it, right?
Let me see. Just making sure I have the right cool, crazy stat block here.
Am I really actually going to have to play whack-a-mole?
Probably.
Whack a monster. Fun for the whole family.
All right. So, there's the sound of wrenching and the crunching, almost the pulverization of various bones, and this awful sound of flesh tearing, almost like it's being rearranged. Just before the casket's about to disappear beneath the surface of the magma, the lid of the sarcophagus is just rocketed upwards, nearly striking one of the priests who was lowering it down, who kind of gets out of the way, trying to dodge it, as it slams to the wall just above him. It stops lowering, and in fact gets a little bit crooked as the other one keeps winding. But out of the sarcophagus raises this abomination. You can see a very faint trace of a humanoid skull in its very kind of flat, bulbous face, but it's all been repurposed as you see a multitude of eyes just staring throughout the room. I believe we had one person, or we had Zerth wanted to cast a cantrip. What were we going to cast? You're going to cast Toll the Dead?
Yep.
All right.
Gotta make a wisdom save DC 14.
All right.
Oh, gee.
I'd like to cast a 9th level spell. It's called Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Is it where you hit something with a
All
hammer?
right. It makes the save.
Okay. I don't think it takes any damage if it does.
Yeah, it's a cantrip, so it would not.
I wave to it.
Dusty
Hello.
narrows his eyes. All right, Dad. First an owl, but not that thing. I don't want to have to keep competing for your attention. I don't want to keep competing.
You, Inun, and possibly Zerth might recognize what this is. Inun, go ahead and give me an Arcana check, and Zerth, go ahead and give me a Religion check. Actually, yeah, it would be a Arcana check as well.
Arcana. It's a spooky demon worm.
Yeah, you're drawing a blank, but it don't look good. Does not look nice.
Looks smashable.
Inun, you there?
He went AFK.
Everybody go ahead and roll initiative, by the way.
Oh look, I don't have my -5 anymore.
Yeah,
Oh, look, my
you're
+5.
normal at right now.
Yep. Right now.
Hmm.
Good old -1.
Hell yeah. Alright, so it's not actually a zombie, but I'm just using that as a placeholder. And I might as well change. Can I edit this?
How far away is it from us?
It's about 30 feet away. You guys are kind of backed up from the incredible heat that this fairly ornate, kind of crazy looking crematorium was generating. All right. So, let's do what did it roll? It would actually be right there. So, it would be. Oh, I gotta roll for Inun since he's not here right now.
I just showed up. Sorry.
Ah. Oh, sorry. I just rolled for you. You rolled an 11 for initiative. As the egg within the dead Kalistar has hatched. And the moment its kind of bulbous head. Oh, by the way, here's a picture. In a moment, sorry. Eberron. That is what you're fighting.
It's got a face for radio.
It really does.
Did you
That's
share
the
an
moment
image?
It's in the Echoes of Eberron chat.
Oh.
I think it needs more eyes.
I
Oh,
think it does.
while we're on Discord, Powerstone shared another art, and
I
you
saw.
should probably put that one on.
It's got tiny little hands.
Little tiny hands.
Teeny tiny.
Oh, it's got the eyes of a retail employee.
It really does.
Really does. I see myself in it.
Yep.
It speaks to me. On
And
a
at the
personal
I
moment
put
that it's
I put a larger not really larger, but better able to be seen version in the media sharing channel for you guys on the Discord.
all right. And as its visage becomes visible above the edge of the sarcophagus, you feel an intense kind of pressure on your brain, squeezing from all sides.
Oh, yay.
So first up is Sinel.
All right. I don't like this thing.
Can I have it if you don't want it?
No, I'm killing this thing.
I meant its body. I've never cut up something like that before.
Now, we're in a relatively small room, aren't we?
It's actually fairly large, about 50 feet on each side, roughly.
Perfect. I'm going to shoot at it then.
All right, go ahead and roll to attack. That's a crit to start off. Wow.
You really don't like this thing.
Yeah.
I swear, Sim's dice are rigged. Somebody take them off him. His literal last roll before his initiative was at 20 as well.
Neck wound. Triple damage.
All right.
So let me clear
Just go ahead and roll it
crit.
in the. Just go ahead and put it in the box, and I'll add it manually.
Oh. Okay. Well, there you go.
All right.
And that is magic.
All right. As it sinks into one of the large eyes on its thorax, it kind of lets out this garbled, psychic scream. Very determined as it continues to climb out of the sarcophagus. Is that going to be your turn?
DeSoto probably wouldn't be close enough. So, yeah.
All right.
But now DeSoto's going to move up close enough.
All right.
Is there going to be an ally next to it?
There will not, no.
All right.
Oh boy.
I'm telling you, Sim's dice are rigged. You watch, you're laughing now, but one member of the party is going to roll a natural 1 and nobody's going to be laughing then.
Oh, this is the wrong deck.
You've doomed us.
All right. In the knee, maximum damage, and roll the damage dice again. Max. There's that. And that. Almost max damage both.
All right. 25 more.
And that's it for his turn. Come on, Zerth, another crit.
Well, I can't really get near it because it's literally in a kelm.
Oh, speaking of, can I get a Constitution saving throw for DeSoto? Since he's very close to an oppressively high source of heat.
Oofta.
All right. All right, that's minimum. Cool. He takes 4 points of fire damage as the heat is absorbed by the copious amounts of water in his fur. And he is now steaming.
Steam dog, get your steam dog.
Cool. It's a hot dog.
It is.
It's not a hot dog, it's a steam dog.
And you boil hot dogs.
We're not allowed to sell hot dogs here, it's copyright.
True.
It's a it's a moist, warm dog.
How about that?
Well,
That's
how
not
about
copyrighted.
this? Steam
Zerth, I
DeSoda.
think you're
Get your
muted.
steam DeSoda here.
'Cause I can't hear you.
I'm gonna use
Oh, there
my
you go.
eye.
All right. And I believe that is a Eldritch Blast.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead and roll to hit. Twice at this
I
level.
spy with my little...
Miss.
It's all the
I
smoke.
spy with... No, he spies with
And
Are
the
you?
same exact result. Oh, that's rough.
I blame you, Sinnoh.
Blame accepted.
What?
I told you. I warned you.
I'm just gonna yell at it.
All right.
Just yeah, just no words, just
All right.
If it was Little Zerf, it would be red.
it'd be just,
Could I please get a charisma saving throw from DeSoto? All right. Every single one of the eyes, bar the one that has the arrow sticking out of it, locks onto DeSoto. And it disappears. But you do see that DeSoto kind of stumbles from. All right. Let me see. Well,
Dova, I swear, if you make me kill my pet again...
Oh no,
DeSoto.
I mean DeSoto.
DeSoto,
I call
who's
dibs.
currently steaming quite a bit, kind of backs away from the fire. How much movement does he have?
40.
40, all right. He is going to kind of stay about 20 feet away, kind of stumble towards you and growl. Dusty,
Me!
you don't know what the fuck's going on.
I don't!
It's a you, Barry.
By the way, I don't know how much longer I can keep going tonight since I do have work tomorrow morning. So either we can pick up next week with this, or I can keep going, try to make it through this encounter.
It's up to you and what you can do.
Yep.
I'd rather go with the safe route and not have you push yourself, because this is a combat and might go on for a while.
Fair
Also
enough.
true.
All right.
It's a good ending too.
As
You know, I'm
DeSoda's
excited for my turn.
DeSoda's eyes are not quite facing straight ahead. But he
They're facing two different directions.
basically.
Dusty feels the need to do a magic trick to see if one eye follows it.
Stay tuned next week for when Rosalind RKO's DeSoda out of nowhere.
We are not killing off DeSoda again.
I got
I didn't-
I got expertise in it.
I just said I was gonna RKO him. I didn't say I was gonna kill him.
Anyways, thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Echoes of Eberron Dungeons and Dragons. We will be back next week with more. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with Tales of Miraleth Dungeons and Dragons. I hope you all come join us for that. Tomorrow is a little bit up in the air. Oh wait, no, not tomorrow. We're good tomorrow. Thursday's the one that's up in the air. I might have jury duty. And I have no idea how long that'll take. But thank you for that follow, Octo. Everyone else, make sure you hit that follow button. Subscribe to the channel if you can. Don't forget, if you've got Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription, and it really helps out a lot. Also, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/zgfgaming, as well as our own website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those good things down in the description, as well as on our website, as well as merchandise. All these characters you can grab on various forms of merch, all high quality. Everybody that's gotten them have loved it. I actually had somebody who wanted to cancel their order, but they tried doing so too late, and then they were like, never mind, I love it. So, you know.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they got it, and they absolutely love it. So, you know.
Awesome.
Everybody's giving it all really good reviews.
I'm not
I still need to get an updated t-shirt with the Eberron cast, because I still have my Iron Fang t-shirt.
We got one last art before we go.
Anyways, thank you all for joining, and I bid you all a very fond adieu.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Start to sleep.
Oh dear.
We cannot
He
end
rises.
with... No, you gotta do the normal.
I can end without it. And by that I mean I can leave.
Well, I guess Ray's not gonna do it, so... Sorry, everyone. We'll see you all next time.
Oh, bye.
Goodbye.
Oh.
Oh no, you're so close.
That's good enough.
I'll get